The issue begins with Alex sitting alone in his near-empty apartment, leaving a heartfelt voicemail for Polaris. He acknowledges the distance between them but still feels the need to say his piece, admitting that he only joined X Factor to feel like he belonged. As he reflects on his losses, his family, Krakoa, and Polaris, his emotions weigh heavily on him. He realizes that in the end, the only thing that truly matters is the people who stay by our side. With a final, bittersweet pause, he says goodbye, uncertain if she'll ever listen. Frenzy shows up at Alex's door, catching him in the middle of his self-pity. She immediately calls him out, making sure he's not just sitting around feeling sorry for himself. Alex, still weighed down by regret, reflects on how he lost everything: Polaris, X Factor, and even his sense of purpose. Frenzy, unfazed by his brooding, reminds him that the mutant underground needs help and asks if he has anything better to do. With little left to hold on to, Alex seems ready to follow her lead. The scene transitions to X Factor and the X-Men facing off over Professor Xavier's fate. X Factor, acting on behalf of the government, insists they've been ordered to bring Xavier in, while the X-Men refuse to hand him over, knowing he'd be sent to a prison that despises mutants. Magic tries to reason with Archangel, arguing that they all want the same thing: to protect Xavier. But Archangel coldly disagrees, implying that their intentions are fundamentally different. The standoff feels like it's about to escalate, with neither side willing to back down. The weight of history and differing loyalties is pushing former allies closer to a fight. Beast, still trying to mediate, questions Archangel about his miraculous recovery, but there's no time for discussion as things escalate. Juggernaut charges at Archangel after he demands the X-Men hand over Charles. Although Juggernaut misses Archangel, he brutally crushes Cyber into the ground. The battle spirals further out of control as Juggernaut grabs Archangel mid-flight and slams him into the ground with a thunderous impact. Beast desperately tries to de-escalate the chaos, but his pleas for peace go unheard. Meanwhile, Pyro, furious over the attack on their leader, prepares to unleash his flames in retaliation. But Temper steps in and cools Pyro down, literally dousing his fire. Beast tries to analyze the situation, questioning the abilities of those around him in an attempt to neutralize threats without violence. Granny Smith, an immortal mutant, casually confirms her only power is that she can't die, making her a non-issue in the fight. Cyber jokes about his electromagnetic pulse powers, which would have been useless against Beast except for wiping his phone's data. The moment briefly lightens as Quentin compliments Cyber's hair, but the tension returns when Beast calls out Archangel for hiding his newfound abilities. Archangel admits he was hoping to keep his powers a secret, but it's too late for that now. He reveals his shocking transformation, shedding his old feathers while unfurling his razor-sharp metal wings from his back. He coldly explains that while he was in the hospital, he underwent a few elective procedures, implying that his new form was a deliberate choice. Beast watches in horror, realizing just how much Warren has changed. Archangel has fully embraced his evolved, more lethal state. He launches a brutal assault on Juggernaut, his glowing blade striking Juggernaut in the face. The X-Men and X Factor watch in shock as he unleashes his newfound power, his actions more aggressive than ever before. He then transforms into a deadly metal ball as Beast frantically tries to escape. Magic quickly opens a teleportation portal, trying to redirect Archangel's deadly attack as he chases Beast in his razor-sharp metal form. However, Forget-Me-Not unexpectedly shoves Magic into her own portal, sending her to an unknown location. Quentin asks Cyber who pushed Magic into her own teleport. Cyber sarcastically responds, saying he forgot. As tensions continue to rise, Quanon cuts through the noise, demanding everyone's attention. She reminds them of the bigger issue at hand. Professor Xavier is missing, and his whereabouts remain unknown. Unbeknownst to the X-Men, Frenzy and Havok move quickly through the ruins with Xavier in possession. She explains that she gave Xavier a stim shot to wake him up soon. Havok, confused, questions how she knew where to find the professor, but Frenzy dodges his questions, keeping the urgency high. When pressed further, She finally admits that the mutant underground never actually sent her on this mission and never told her where Xavier was. Shocked, Havok demands to know who did give her the information. With a serious expression, Frenzy reveals the answer: Xavier himself. Havok reflects on the past, thinking about an old photo of the X-Men when they were happy together, contrasting it with the complicated legacy of Charles Xavier. Charles finally wakes up and Frenzy immediately questions whether this is truly where the professor wants to be, sensing a deeper meaning behind his actions. She struggles to understand Xavier's motives, unsure if his choices stem from resignation, desperation, or a lingering hope. Suddenly, an intense, powerful energy blast strikes Frenzy, sending her crashing down. Havok is stunned as he turns to see Cyclops standing before him, his visor still glowing from the blast. On the ground, Frenzy and Charles Xavier lay unconscious, while smoke rises from Frenzy's injuries. Cyclops, calm and composed, reassures Havok that Frenzy will be fine, but his words do little to ease the tension. Havok and Cyclops stand face to face, the tension between them thick with unspoken history and betrayal. Havok questions his brother's recent absence. Cyclops responds by saying he had been sidelined as a result of a battle with Storm. Cyclops remains cold and focused, making it clear he won't back down and that he's here to get Charles. Havok reminds Cyclops that their mutant abilities cancel each other out, offering a chance to settle things without a fight. But Cyclops delivers a chilling response, saying it's already too late for that. Cyclops fires a devastating optic blast at Havok, sending him reeling backwards. As Havok struggles, he desperately questions why his own brother is attacking him, searching for a reason behind Cyclops' cold determination. Instead of answering, Cyclops responds with brute force, landing a brutal punch to Havok's jaw. Pinning him down, Cyclops justifies his actions by claiming that Xavier's telepathy is spiraling out of control, turning him into a danger to everyone around him. With a grim expression, he declares that Xavier isn't just harming others. He's already destroyed Cyclops' own life. Havok and Cyclops continue their brutal fight, with Cyclops pinning his brother down, accusing him of failing to stay loyal. Havok, refusing to be beaten, flips Cyclops into the air and slams him to the ground, turning the tide. As he holds his brother down, he struggles to understand why this battle means so much to Cyclops, realizing this isn't just about Xavier. It's part of a long series of betrayals and regrets. Havok's narration reflects on the harsh truth he's learned. When you betray everything and everyone you love, you don't even get to keep whatever you traded them for. Bloodied but determined, he stares down at Cyclops, knowing that nothing between them will ever be the same again. Cyclops fires another optic blast, narrowly missing Havok, but it quickly becomes clear he was aiming for the unstable rocks above. The debris crashes down, burying Havok under the rubble as Cyclops coldly looks on. Meanwhile, Xavier, injured and desperate, crawls toward a hidden console as Cyclops demands to know why he used X-Factor to bring him here. Charles, his voice strained but resolute, insists that he brought them all here for a reason, to show them something important. As he presses a button, a mysterious device beeps to life. Charles reveals a large gold-colored egg, a remnant of the defunct Resurrection Protocol, as Cyclops watches with a stoic expression. Kneeling beside it, Charles acknowledges that he knows Scott has lost faith and hope, but insists that hope has never lost faith in him. The egg glows with an eerie warmth, symbolizing both hope and the weight of past mistakes. Cyclops remains silent, his emotions hidden behind his visor as he processes what this means. In a quiet moment of reflection, Charles whispers that he too has never lost faith. Charles reveals that the glowing egg is the last remaining Krakoan resurrection egg. Cyclops is stunned, questioning how such a thing could still exist, while Charles admits he has asked himself the same. The tension builds around the identity of whoever is inside the egg. Cyclops dismisses the question, deciding that it doesn't matter. With his resolve firm, he declares that both Charles and the egg are coming with him, though an ominous, off-panel response suggests things might not go as planned as he says, "Actually, I'll take it from here." A mysterious figure appears and ambushes Cyclops, using a device to incapacitate him before he can react. As Cyclops struggles in pain, the stranger seizes the moment to take Charles, mockingly thanking Cyclops for making his job easier. With Charles in tow, he vanishes, leaving Cyclops helpless and furious. The ruined battlefield falls silent as the stakes grow even higher, with the mystery of the last resurrection egg still unresolved.